Welcome to Golden Rule Wisdom, where ancient stories bring profound truths. Today we journey to the magnificent Golden Age of India. The mighty Vijayanagar Empire was a beacon of unparalleled prosperity and culture, shining brightly across the vast and beautiful southern lands. At the center of this incredible civilization was King Krishna Devaraya, a ruler known for his immense wisdom and great power. His magnificent royal court was constantly filled with brilliant scholars, talented poets, and ambitious ministers who loved to speak very eloquently. Every single day, the grand halls echoed with endless debates, grand promises, and beautiful poetry that captivated the entire royal audience. Men of great intellect would spend hours arguing over philosophy, politics, and art, trying to impress the powerful king with words. In this vibrant world of loud voices and endless speeches, eloquent words were highly prized and often rewarded with great riches. Everyone wanted to be heard, believing that a clever tongue was the absolute best way to achieve ultimate success and glory. However, far away from the noisy royal court, there lived a young man who completely rejected this popular way of life. His name was Rupachara, a highly skilled but incredibly quiet stone carver who spent his days working in total, peaceful silence. While others chased fame through endless talking, Rupachara found his true purpose in the hard, unforgiving stone that he carefully shaped. He firmly believed that his strong hands could speak a beautiful language that a clever tongue could never truly learn properly. From the early morning light until the dark night, he chipped away at massive blocks of solid granite with great focus. His workshop was always covered in thick white dust, a quiet testament to his endless dedication and incredibly hard daily labor. Rupachara rarely spoke to anyone, preferring to let his magnificent sculptures express the deep thoughts and strong emotions inside his heart. The loud ministers often mocked him, calling him a simple fool who would never achieve any real greatness in his life. But Rupachara never cared about their cruel jokes, because he knew that true value comes from real actions, not empty words. He simply smiled and returned to his heavy hammer and sharp chisel, creating breathtaking art that would last for many centuries. Life continued peacefully until a dark, terrifying monsoon season brought unprecedented rainfall that completely threatened the entire kingdom and its people. Dark clouds gathered fiercely overhead, pouring endless torrents of heavy water upon the fragile earth for many consecutive days and nights. The great river began to swell dangerously, violently crashing against the massive stone dam that protected the beautiful capital city nearby. Panic quickly spread through the busy streets as the terrifying roaring waters threatened to destroy everything they had built so carefully. Inside the royal palace, the king urgently summoned his best engineers and smartest ministers to find a quick solution to survive. The grand hall was immediately filled with loud, chaotic voices as everyone tried to suggest a brilliant plan to save themselves. The royal engineers unrolled massive, complicated blueprints, pointing at complex diagrams and arguing loudly about the best theoretical methods to use. They debated passionately for hours about water pressure, structural integrity, and advanced mathematics, but absolutely no one took any real action. The brilliant scholars quoted ancient texts, hoping to find a magical solution hidden within the dusty pages of their old books. Meanwhile, the raging river grew stronger every single minute, slowly cracking the ancient stones of the vital dam, holding it back. The king grew increasingly frustrated, realizing that all the beautiful words in the world could not stop the angry, rising floodwaters. While the court continued their endless, useless arguments, Rupachara silently packed his heavy tools and prepared for a very long journey. He did not wait for royal orders or seek permission from the loud ministers who were still debating in the palace. Knowing the grave danger, he began a grueling walk for 3 long days through thick mud toward the breaking stone dam. The harsh weather battered his exhausted body, but his strong determination pushed him forward through the dark, terrifying, and dangerous storm. When he finally arrived at the massive dam, the terrifying sight would have easily broken the spirit of any normal man. Huge cracks had formed along the main wall, and violent water was already spraying fiercely through the rapidly expanding structural gaps. Without wasting a single second, Rupachara dropped his heavy bag and immediately began moving massive stones to block the dangerous leaks. He worked completely alone in the freezing rain, his strong muscles straining against the incredible weight of the heavy granite blocks. Local villagers watched from afar, absolutely amazed by the incredible bravery of this quiet, lone stranger fighting the mighty, angry river. Inspired by his silent, heroic actions, a few brave men slowly stepped forward and began to help him carry the stones. Rupachara did not give any loud speeches or shout orders. He simply led them by his own incredible, hard-working daily example. He was always the very first person to jump into the most dangerous spots, risking his own life without any hesitation. He was also the absolute last person to rest, working relentlessly from the early grey dawn until the pitch black night. Slowly but surely, the desperate villagers and the quiet stone carver managed to reinforce the fragile walls of the breaking dam. His silent courage was highly contagious, transforming a group of terrified people into a highly efficient, unstoppable, and determined working team. They mixed thick mud and heavy gravel, packing it tightly between the massive stone blocks to seal every single dangerous crack. For 5 agonizing days and nights they battled the furious elements, completely driven by Rupachara's silent but incredibly powerful, inspiring leadership. Back in the capital, the royal court was still trapped in endless debates, completely unaware of the heroic struggle happening outside. Finally, the heavy rain stopped, and the bright sun emerged from behind the dark clouds, shining upon the newly reinforced dam. Or the massive structure held incredibly firm against the raging river, completely saving the beautiful kingdom from absolute destruction and terrible tragedy. When news of the miracle finally reached the palace, King Krishna Devaraya immediately rode out to inspect the incredible, heroic rescue work. The king expected to see a massive army of royal engineers, but instead he found only exhausted villagers covered in mud. At the very center of the group stood Rupachara, quietly cleaning his heavy tools, completely ignoring the grand arrival of royalty. The king was absolutely stunned by the perfect, flawless reinforcement work, realizing it was done without any complex blueprints or debates. He approached the quiet stone carver and asked how he managed to achieve such an impossible, miraculous feat without any help. Rupachara bowed respectfully, looked at the mighty king, and delivered a simple truth that would be remembered for many long centuries. My lord, words cannot stop water. Only heavy stone and hard work can truly achieve that, he said in a whisper. The king was deeply moved by these profoundly wise words, realizing the absolute foolishness of his loud, arrogant, and useless court. He saw that true greatness does not live in grand promises, but in the quiet, steady dedication of incredibly hard daily work. Right there on the muddy banks, the king removed his precious royal ring and gently placed it upon Rupachara's rough, tired hand. He proudly declared the silent stone carver as the new royal architect, honoring his incredible bravery and his unmatched practical wisdom. The loud ministers and arrogant scholars were deeply ashamed, finally understanding that their endless words were completely worthless during a crisis. Rupachara accepted the great honor with a simple, quiet nod, remaining as humble and grounded as the heavy stones he carved. and he never let the immense royal power change his pure, simple nature, always preferring to work quietly in his dusty workshop. Under his brilliant guidance, the empire built magnificent temples and incredibly strong fortresses that would stand tall for many long centuries. His incredible legacy was not written in long, boring books, but carved deeply into the very foundation of the great kingdom. Every single stone he placed told a beautiful, enduring story of silent dedication, hard work, and absolute commitment to pure excellence. The people of the empire finally learned to value quiet, effective action far more than loud, empty promises and useless speeches. They realized that the most important work in life is often done by those who seek absolutely no attention or praise. Rupachara's incredible life teaches us a timeless, powerful lesson that remains incredibly relevant in our modern, loud, and constantly busy world. In a society obsessed with loud opinions and endless talking, true power always belongs to those who quietly take real action. We must always remember that our daily actions will forever echo much louder than any brilliant words we could ever possibly speak. Silent dedication, relentless effort, and unwavering focus will always achieve the impossible dreams that loud, empty declarations can never truly reach. Let us strive to be exactly like the quiet stone carver, building our beautiful legacy through meaningful, consistent, and very hard work. Because in the end, the world is shaped by those who roll up their sleeves and quietly do the necessary daily work. Thank you for watching Golden Rule Wisdom. May your actions always speak louder than words. Please subscribe for more inspiring stories